Hello there, people. Right, I don't know if you've seen this, right? This was mainly in America, but fucking Nancy Pelosi was getting grilled about fucking people struggling and suffering because of the stimulus checks, and it's as if she's not fucking bothered. She's trying to blame the fucking Republicans blame the Democrats, and at the end of the day, the only ones who fucking lose out really is the people who are struggling, the people who are fucking walking around the house looking for shit to sell, just to fucking eat, just to survive. And there's Nancy Pelosi. I mean, if you go in her fucking house, you know, we've already covered about a fucking ice cream and shit like that. Her like kitchen has got like a fucking freezer full of ice cream. The freezer is worth fucking thousands of dollars. She's fucking filled the cunt right to the top with ice cream. That's fucking worth loads of money. She's got more ice cream than people have got to fucking feed their fucking families with. How does that work out? How can she not know that she's fucking basically fucking crippling people? They're crippling people. You know, like the stimulus is, it's this fucking simple, innit? Let people work, or if you're not gonna let them work, you fucking sort them out with some fucking cash. You fucking feed their kids, because at the end of the day, when people have got fucking families to feed and they've got no money left, that's when they have to fucking resort to crime. I'm not being funny I know, but if I was fucking skint and my kids were hungry, I'd fucking resort to crime myself. I'd personally do it. And I've worked my whole life. I left school on a Friday when I was a young'un, and I fucking started work on a Monday, and I've worked ever fucking since, and I'm fucking 40 in March. And I'm telling you now, if I was fucking struggling, if I had no money, I would fucking go out and I would do what I had to do to fucking feed my kids. You know, whether that would be fucking robbing someone or fucking robbing a fucking business to get food. You've got to do what you've got to do, and that's exactly what people are going to do. I don't know how she doesn't fucking realise that this is going to happen, because let's face it, the people have changed now. People aren't putting up with shit. It was only like, I think it was last week or the week before, fucking loads of people turned up out of fucking Jeff Bezos's house, you know, all of his workers, and that's just his workers, because they weren't happy, so they've gone to fucking protest outside of his house. Now, if I was hungry in America, I'd go into fucking Nancy Pelosi's house, mate. Go and kick her fucking door, clean off its fucking hinges, and go in and get all that ice cream and fucking give that to your kids. You know what I mean? Fucking fatten them up on ice cream. Because she's got fucking plenty, we're not that. But like the same man, she doesn't give a fuck. As long as her and her husband are fucking rich as fuck. They don't care about anyone else. They don't care about fucking if you can fucking feed your kids and that. To them, it's all a fucking game, man. All they bothered about is getting Donald Trump out. And I'm not saying that I'm a fucking massive fucking Trump fan, but the way the Democrats have acted has been fucking disgusting. And no wonder fucking people are starting to turn to the Republicans because of Nancy Pelosi and her fucking stupid fucking ways of things. Her and fucking Chuck Schumer and that, honestly, they want to give their fucking heads a wobble, man. Yeah, people are fucking starving, man. They're absolutely fucking starving. All you care about is just fucking shutting Trump up. You forgot about your people? Your people are fucking hungry, man. People haven't had any fucking, like, money for months. They've been fucking on lockdowns and shit like that. You know, trying to help out and fucking, you know, to stop the curve and shit like that. And it's all just fucking shit, man. It's all shit. There's going to be a massive fucking civil war soon. Well, already in America, if you look at what's happening in all the major fucking cities, San Francisco, fucking New York, California, it's all riots. It's all fucking riots. They're your main hubs. They're your main fucking, you know what I mean? Thousands and thousands and millions of people come from these places. All the places that's out in the sticks and that, you know, like, it's not as bad for them. I mean, they can hunt for food and shit them, but if you live in New York City and everyone's fucking skinned, it's gonna be like fucking gangs in New York or some shit like that. Innit? And in reality it is. And it's coming up to Christmas soon. How's people gonna fucking afford to buy their kids presents when they're fucking skint? When they're just barely getting by? Landlords are chucking people out onto the streets. They already had a fucking homeless epidemic in all these major cities. Look at fucking San Francisco. There's people just shitting on the fucking floor in the middle of the street. Pulling their fucking shorts to the side and just having a fucking batch in the middle of the street. You know, like, have you seen anything fucking like it? It's fucking disgusting, man. Absolutely fucking disgusting. We need big change. That's what we need. We need someone who gives a fuck instead of all these people who don't give a fuck. We need change, because it's just, you just can't do this, man. You can't do it. I think Donald Trump's going to win, me, like. I honestly do. I honestly fucking think Donald Trump's going to win. So you're going to be stuck with him for another fucking 4 years. You know? You should have been clever, Nancy. You should have fucking sorted this out a bit better. And I think he's going to win, and you're going to start fucking blaming people, aren't you? Like you did with the whole fucking Russia bullshit. That was just fucking Hillary Clinton's fucking lies, that, man. All that's coming out now. And as soon as the Durham report comes out, if it's before the election, that's what Pelosi and that's going to fucking say. Pelosi and Schumer and all them, they're going to go, oh, this Durham report, this is fucking all fucking affected the fucking way the results. Aye, because that's what happens. You can't accuse someone and then let them go and do a fucking thingy and then complain when you find out that they've rumbled you. It doesn't work like that, man. It doesn't fucking work like that. It's going to be an interesting, I think it's only 3 more weeks or something in there until the fucking election, so it's going to be an interesting next fucking few weeks. We'll see how things happen and see if all these politicians decide to fucking grow up for a change instead of acting like little kids. Anyway, I hope you fucking enjoyed the video. Like it, share, subscribe, and hopefully Nancy Pelosi will get to see this, the little fucking horrible little woman that she is. Anyway, see you later, people. Take care. Love yous.